I am a former worker out at the Paducah Gases Diffusion Plant, as is my husband, and both of us with some pretty serious health issues from our work out there. We are looked at as expendable in this whole process, knowing that they were killing us for years and denying that they were doing it.
I worked at the plant for about 35 years. I know quite a few of you here. But the other thing is, just like this gentleman, I was told that I only worked at the plant from 1968 until 1986 at my first hearing. Under the Freedom of Information Act, again, I end up with a box the size of a paper copy box full of my documents, which showed that I worked through 2006. DOE turned my first efforts down because they said, well, you haven't worked but through here and there's a discrepancy, so we've got to go back and figure out this discrepancy. I said, what discrepancy? We made copies and gave it to them that showed my employment history. I'm sitting here right now looking at a handful of people. And the people that I'm looking at are the ones that right now are lucky enough to still be alive. We've had a whole lot of people die because they weren't given the proper care that they should have been given, and they were exposed when they shouldn't have been exposed. I wore my clothes home for years. We used to laugh, the guys that worked in the metals plant at 340 at Paducah plant, when you would go across the parking lot at night, you knew who was working in 340. You'd say, there goes a sparker. Because the uranium metal that was embedded in the bottoms of our shoes would hit the pavement and throw sparks out from under your feet. That's how you knew who was working where. And we were carrying that home, putting it in our carpet and in our cars. We were carrying it down here to the 7-Eleven. We were carrying it down to McDonald's.
Lo and behold, you find that somebody probably didn't do something on the up and up, because the RFD said that in this particular drum there were auger cuttings from a certain area of the plant, and when we opened the drum there was a handheld spray pump with a liquid in there, but somebody wrote their name on that RFD and said, I certify this. The reason I'm saying this is someone else also put things in other containers or didn't do what they said they did in other areas of the plant, and they contaminated people because of it. And you had no way of knowing what you were going to be dealing with anytime that you worked in a facility. And many of you, I know that man right there has been in them, and that one back there has, that one right there has. We're exposed to elements that no one seemed to have the willingness to tell you that you were being exposed to some little microscopic contaminants that X number of years down the road were going to kill you. And sadly enough, over the last few months, I've watched people die, and you mentioned it a while ago. People that worked, some worked for me, some people that I knew just by seeing them at the plant, but they died. They were good people. They were someone's father, someone's mother, someone's good friend. And lo and behold, somebody decided they'd just fight not to pay them the benefit that they were due.